with Rocky Mountain Wet Shave. On a previous video, I had stated my objectives. One of the things that I really wanted to accomplish was, first off, to show my journey as a new wet shaver and talk about some of my experiences and the developments. I wanted to do this video to update on some of the things that I've sourced locally, because if you're a beginner wet shaver, or any wet shaver, you know that when you get started, it can be a little bit hard to find some of the products. What I'm going to go ahead and do is talk about some of the ones that I've found in my local area, which is northern Colorado, but I also have experience living on the East Coast and some other parts of the country, so I can kind of speak to what's been available in those places as well. I want to talk about razors, because if you're going to start shaving and you want to do it in this traditional fashion, one of the first things you're going to go for, obviously, is a razor. So there's two options. You can go new or you can go vintage. I personally prefer vintage. I think they're made a whole lot better, and with a little bit of cleaning and sterilizing, you've got a great razor with a great story, and it's just going to do a phenomenal job for you. So let's talk about some of the stuff that I've found. I have sourced a couple of things in the northern Colorado area, and I wanted to share with you what I've found. First off, which probably most of you are going to have some access to, would be the MicroTouch 1 razor. Now, as you can see, I picked this one up. I haven't used it yet, so this is not a review or an endorsement of any of these products. But I wanted to show this one because I found it in a couple different locations, and it seems to be pretty widely available. The first place that I saw it at was at an As Seen on TV store in a shopping mall. Second place I found it was at a Walgreens drugstore. Actually wasn't with the shaving supplies. I found it kind of in a back corner in more of like a handy section, and they sort of had some As Seen on TV kind of stuff there. So that's the first thing, because if you don't want to go hunting around at antique shops and whatever, this should be a pretty quick find for you. I actually got this one at Bed Bath & Beyond. As far as being able to source some vintage razors, two of my favorites that I've found so far are these two styles of Gillette adjustable razors. You can see them close up there. This one is a Gillette Slim, and this one is a Gillette Fat Boy. I've found 1950s era super speeds. I think this one is an early 50s super speed, and then a late 40s version. Also aristocrats. I got this Gillette New with a fat handle, and I also got an old and a couple other razors. Most of these, actually all of these, I've gotten for $12 or less. So if you can come across them in an antique store, you might find a lot more satisfaction with one of these classic razors, and you could probably get it for a cheaper price. These Dorco blades actually came with the Micro One Touch razor, and I believe you can also get them at some Bed Bath & Beyond stores. I just haven't seen them sold separately from the razor in my stores. Another thing that I've been able to find is the Vonderhagen blades. I've also been using the Wilkinson Sword. These are Persona blades, but in each grocery store where I found them, they have been branded for the store, but they are made in Israel, and it says it on the original packaging that they came in. So these are extremely readily available. And then last are these single edge blades, and they come in these dispenser packs. And I have found them in CVS and Walgreens, but the ones that I have are the stainless variety, and I really, really like those. I feel like they give you a much smoother shave, and my best luck finding those, believe it or not, has been at the local mom and pop, no-name kind of drugstore. Going along, again, we talked about Williams before. I've had the same experience with them as the single edge blades. I found them at local drugstores. You know, again, the no name, just the city drugstore. Next, I found the Vonderhagen, and this seems to be very common in all the big drugstores. Bed Bath & Beyond again has it. Target has it. Target carries the full Vonderhagen line, and so does Bed Bath & Beyond. I also want to point out that as far as shaving products go, you can also get some shaving brush friendly creams at Bed Bath & Beyond, and a lot of towns nowadays have artisan soap makers. Some of these places make their own shaving soaps, and it might be worth your time to go in there and see if they have a shaving soap and try it out and see if you like it. I have found these Vonderhagen brushes available at Walgreens, Target, Walmart. I think I might have seen them at a CVS. There is just a ton of places that are carrying these Vonderhagen products. My other brush is the Art of Shaving, and this one is a Pure Badger. The Vonderhagen is also Pure Badger. Third, I found this one, and I've seen this in some local shops. I've seen it under like 2 different names, same kind of design. I think Vonderhagen makes one just like this one. I don't remember off the top of my head who this was made by, but this one is actually a boar's hair brush, so it's nice that you can actually get both types in the local store, so you can kind of make a judgment for yourself, because I don't believe boar is just the inexpensive option. I think for some people it's also the better option, so you got to make that choice yourself. Another thing that I was able to locally source, and a lot of areas near the big cities, you can get Art of Shaving products at an Art of Shaving store. I know there's one down by Denver. When I was living on the East Coast, I'd been to the one at the King of Prussia, Pennsylvania Mall. The next is this post-shave balm, and I've been using this for quite a while. You can get this in just about any store out there that sells hygiene products. It's Nivea Sensitive Post-Shave Balm. You go to your local drugstore, grocery store, department store, you're going to see a ton of stuff there. I think it was Mantic59. If you haven't seen his videos, check some of them out. Mantic59 said that he believes there are so many post-shave options readily available because there are also so many bad shaving options out there. And of course, I think that's part of the reason why all of us are here, making these videos, watching these videos, and having this discussion about wet shaving. So moving along, I also got this at the Bed Bath & Beyond, the Pinaud Clubman. I think this stuff has been around forever. So this stuff is available in many, many, many places. And then last but not least is the Styptic pencil. So you get that big gusher and you want to stop it, you get your Styptic pencil for you. I've seen these everywhere too. I'm sure you can find it. Even if you live in a small town, you'll have those things available to you. Moving along, you know, if you're really having a lot of trouble finding stuff locally, I've found just about all of these things available on Amazon. West Coast Shaving has a good variety of things to choose from, and Maggard Razors also does. Take it from me, get out there, look around in your surrounding area, leave no stone unturned. If you want to get a hold of some of these things, you can find them. You'll be able to go to those stores, Kmart, Walmart, Target, Bed Bath & Beyond, your local drugstores, your local grocery stores, and you'll be able to find a lot of these products. It's a little bit harder than just going down, picking up a Mach 3 razor and a can of Chick or Edge or, you know, Gillette shaving cream. Definitely worth it, and there's some really fantastic products out there. So that wraps it up for my video. In my next video, I'll probably do something along the lines of showing you what I have updated in my shaving routine, because it's changed since I did my last one, and it's been for the better. There's a lot of things that I'm doing differently. I'm also dealing with some hard water here, so that has changed some of the stuff that I do, and it might give you some ideas of things that you could try out depending on your water profile or what's working for you and what isn't. One of the other possibilities is that I might do one on how to clean a vintage razor if you should find it at an antique store or something like that. So I really hope this video was important for you. Again, it wasn't a review or an endorsement of any of these products, but it was meant to show you some of the places where I've been able to find products, because it can be a little bit tricky for us when we first get started out, or if you don't want to buy off the internet, if you want to support your local places. So I appreciate you watching it. If it was at all helpful, give me a like, and if you want to see more, subscribe and you'll get notified when my next video comes out. Thanks a lot, and good shaving.